So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm the first reporter in Group 2. So, my topic is all about structural perspective in criminology. So, what is structural perspective in criminology? So, the structural perspective explains crime by looking at the problems in society. Instead of blaming only the person, this views that crime happens because of social structures like class, institutions, inequality, poverty, and power. So, yun din nagkawa ang krimen tungkol sa pag-cover sa lugar, lack of opportunity, and also abuse power and weak institutions. So, there are three at tulong katawang isulutan nila sa theoretical foundations in simple version. First, Emile Durkheim. Second, Karl Marx. Third is Robert Merton. First, Emile Durkheim. So, for young studies, homelessness. First, Durkheim said that crime increases when society becomes unstable or confusing. This happens when rules break down or people feel lost. So, kung wala'y klaro ang guidance o wala'y legal na institutions, ang mga tao ko doon is mag-commit ko kasakaran ng crime. Second is Karl Marx. Karl Marx. Yan studies conflict theory. So Marx explained that there is a struggle between the rich and the poor. He said that laws often protect the rich and the poor are actually the one who punish. Ang kasabot niya is kasalanan, ang balaod is pabor sa mga dato. So, ang pobre is maging kasagaran nga ma-punishan sa law. Katulo si Robert Merton, ang straight theory. Merton said that society tells people to reach success, pero dili tanan tao nga nagkaroon chances na manage ang ilang goals ng mga money, status, and good life.
So, ready go.
So, my topic is structural perspective. Same lang yung So, structural perspective is a way of understanding society by looking at how its structures, such as the economy, education system, family, government, and laws shape people's behavior. According to this view, individuals do not act alone. Their choices and actions are influenced by the social environment they grew up in. So, ang example ay ang mga tao nga gabuyo sa pagbago, buyo sa mga lugar na wala karang trabaho, walang mga edukasyon, gusto nga po nabuhi. So that's why makakunin sila tribe. So some individuals may be forced to commit a crime in order to survive. According to this perspective, people who grow up in these bandit environments face fewer opportunities and more pressures. Because of these conditions, some individuals may be forced to commit crimes in order to survive.
Adto, ready go.
So, I'm the next reporter. My name is John Michael Sampad. My part is the structural perspective. Dili na kayo na ko i-explain ng tayo. I-explain ako sa kung mga kauban kayo. Uga o queen. Structural perspective meaning indefinite definition. It is an analytical approach that focuses on relationship, connection, and arrangement between parts to understand a system. Later on, mas ma-stabta na ito kung magsabot pasabot sa structural perspective and its theory na composed of conflicted zone theory, social structure theory, as well as social designation theory, string theory, and cultural deviance theory. Structural perspective in relation to crime is nothing. So, structural perspective in relation to crime, simple meaning, it says that crime is influenced by society's all organized or its economy, social classes, opportunities, institution, and living condition. Meaning, structural perspective sa isa ka society na kay build up, as mentioned yung gaganya, class, connection, sanction, function. Ang structural perspective is kabuuan sa tanan. Pag mas masabta na to kung anong na crime against na crime within structural perspective ngano. As mentioned there, crimes society structure shapes people choices. If the structure creates hardship, mentioned ganyan about poor, inequality or weak support, crimes become more likely. Meaning, sa structural perspective, in relation to crimes, ang crime daw mas dali siya makuha within the society by way of structure, meaning nag-organize o nagkauban-kauban. So, dali siya mahitabo kung inequality sa governance, na ay abuse of power, ay weak, ay tawag gani? Ay underestimating power against the weak or the poor. So, the poor right now will be constructing itself as organized in relation to structural perspective. Na rin sila ma-create na crime. That's all.
So I'm the next reporter. I'm going to talk about the concentric zone theory. So the concentric zone theory proposed by Ernest Bergius and Robert Park in 1925 describes urban growth as a series of concentric rings radiating from a central business district or the CBD. Each zone has a different land use and socio-economic status, with the rings progressing from the commercial CBD to a transitional zone, working class zones, middle class housing, and finally the outer commuter zone of upper class residents. While influential, the model has limitation as it's simplistic and doesn't account for modern transportation or non-clustered terrain. So ang concentric zone theory is muna siya muna ni siya ang ato ang economic status is gibahin-bahin into a zone. Nasa core sa nasa ano na dito sa civic mga layers sa transitional zone, working class zone, middle class. So lima ni sila ka zone. So ang first ani is the ang core yun, which is the central business district or the CBD. The innermost ring containing the city, commercial, social, and civic art. So ang CBD is muna siya ang wala kayo kuyo dire usually ang mga buildings, mga factories, dire usually nagtrabaho ang mga tao. So ang kasagaran po nga crime ang may tabo dire is mga ang kasagaran may tabo magkaroon is kana robbery or snatching. Kay kaning nga lugar is crowded kini siya, so kanang dili kini mo makuanan ang dali na kayo makakumit og crime ang mga tao sa crowd sa kanang mga katawan. Pero dili gyud ang inner, so dili ang nag-start ang mga business as factories. So
afternoon everyone, I am the next reporter. So as explained kanina, the first layer of the concentric zone theory is the central business district. So muna siya located sa tunga. Explain kanina nga diri nga zone, diri ang mga mga skyscrapers, mga tall buildings na nakalocate. So the most important layer sa concentric zone theory is the second layer. This is the most important layer of the concentric zone theory because in this layer, diri nakalocate ang mga This is outside the central zone theory. Diri nakabutang ang mga poorly maintained housing, mga abandoned buildings, mga low-income families and immigrants. So in the second layer po, siya kanang high populated area pa siya. So mga social conditions dira sa second layer sa concentric zone theory, natin ang mga unemployment, ang mga unemployed people, mga low in education, and also na layer sa second layer, there is also kanang language barrier. Kay dagan mga immigrants sa second layer sa concentric zone theory. So in relation to crime, this area highly populated man siya and low in education. So most likely this area is kanang prone to crime or dagan yung crime nga may tabo sa second layer o sa transition zone. Because transition zone is constant in change and inequality is everywhere. So both physically and socially. So muna siya the second layer sa transition concentric zone theory. Next is the third layer. This is the inner city or the working class zone. Working class zone meaning this is the farthest from the city. This is the city and the kanina ikatulong layer sa concentric zone theory. Adrim nakapuyo ang mga tao blue collar workers. Kung ng blue collar workers, mga construction workers, mga industrial workers,
Pero sila mga tao nga na trabaho, nga stable ilang job. Kaya kayo sa third layer sa concentric zone theory. So, most likely ang neighborhoods diri sa kwan, third layer is most kwan kanang mga organized residents and mga kwan, mga law-abiding residents. So in relation to crime, the third layer of concentric zone theory is kwan, most likely lower in crime compared to transition zone. Transition zone na sa crime rate diri sa pagkabot sa inner city, gamay na lang sa crime rate. Most likely mga tao diri man na may mga trabaho. So Juan, wala na kuha. Ang fourth of fifth na layer sa Juan, concentric zone theory, is sa mga kahit na Juan. Salamat. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm the main supporter. So residential zone is single family, male with yards, better residential area. So kaning residential zone is less to primary secondary. Kay man layo pa siya sa syudad. So, ang nagkapayo diri ay sa mga
Ayaw.
naton, narami tayo kaya daw, mana. So, kita mga diri, mga balay is mga apartment, condo, o mga normal kamera. Muray crime rate kay ilang gusto kaya. So, pandang, less na crime rate. And next is commuter zone, is high income and groups. So kaning commuter zone is layo siya sa syudad. Murag nabito sa probinsya niya nabito. Madato sila. Like mag-commute sila pa doon sa syudad para trabaho. Mo siya gamay siya great primary rate kay layo pa siya sa syudad. Yun, mga balay din, madato din. So, mga dato ang mga country, commuter zone.
Social structure theory in criminology possesses that crime is a product of an individual position within the social and economic structure of society, with factors like poverty, lack of opportunity, and inequality creating environment where crime is more likely. This theory is supported by the framework such as field theory and social business theory, which suggests that social environment rather than just individual traits of the individual is driving of criminal behavior. So social structure theory daw is one, produkto, ang krimen is produkto daw siya sa social and economic, social and economic structure of the society. Like one, poverty, equality, like muna sa mo yung makakuan, krimen. For example, is one, ako sa katao is one, kag-pobre ka siya rin, mapugsan sa bumit o crime, kaya aron makukusan niya yung pinahara, makasumir siya diri. So, one, isa kay na ang kuan, nag-support ng theory nga si kuan, si trade theory at cultural theory. One, ang iyang ingon diri is, dili lang daw kuno kayo, ang krimen is dili lang ang desisyon sa usa ka tawo is kung dili daw kuan daw siya sa kuan daw siya sa kuan sa social environment. So dili ra na ko ikuan kay report man lang string theory o kuan sa cultural bias theory ang pinakawala mala na.
So good afternoon everyone. I'm your next reporter. Let's continue in social structure theory. Social structure theory suggests people's places in the socio-economic structure influence their chance of becoming a criminal. Poor people are more likely to commit crime because they are unable to achieve monetary or social in any other way. So, most people lang na makakommit sa crime according to social structure theory is kanang mga poor people na ko, like for example, taga-Smith Kuan, kaning ay mag-yung kayang crime rates, like for example, kan sa Manila, sa Tondo, like for example, and social structure theory has three schools of social disorganization,
strain and cultural deviance theory. So first, social disorganization theory suggests that slum dwellers violate the law because they live in areas where social control has broken down. So, slum dwellers, no? In social disorganization theory, slum dwellers refer to individual living in poverty, stricken, disorganized areas with high primary social problems. Mga nagkamong hingon, no? Kani mga taong, for example, kanang educated, sigaran, sila din may kuhan, kani na-chance ang mga friend because of yung ginagawa, pagkasumo kay kuhan ng panahon ng mga for example, sa kwarta lang daan. Then, the origin of social disorganization theory can be traced to the work of John Mackey, who concluded that disorganization areas marked by divergent values and traditional population produce criminality. So, kanina si Sean Mackey, no, kasi nila, which is the real name nila is Clifford John Henry Mackey. And sila is American sociologist who developed the social disorganization theory in the 1920s to 1930s. This studied juvenile delinquency in Chicago. So juvenile delinquency, no, which is one, kani underage behaviors nila nga i-engage sila sa kani activities ng mga commit crime. And that's all.
So the third one, I am the next reporter, is another topic is the continuation of the social structure theory. So strain theory views crime as resulting from hunger people experience over their inability to achieve legitimate social and economic success. So these theories hold that most people share common values and beliefs, but the ability to achieve them is differentiated throughout the social structure. So ang taong daw, kaya daw sila common na values and beliefs, but ang nakakuha na daw sila, kaya nila ang naka-different na sila, kailang capability na makakuha, makagama or makakuha na rin values. So the best known strain theory is Norton's, which describes what happens when people lack inadequate means to satisfy their needs. So cultural deviance theory holds that the unique value system develops in lower class areas. So lower class area approve of behavior such as being tough, never showing fear, and defying authority. So sa lower class area daw kuno, kailangan ng values kaya ang bilang behaviors kay kuwan daw. Dahil daw sila, hindi na sila mahadlok, kuwan daw sila karang laban daw sila sa mga otoridad o kuwan sila, ang kontra sila. So, Robert and Orrin argue that crime results from lower class people's perceptions that their opportunities for success are limited. So, ano daw si Loward Orrin, ang crime daw sa lower class ay nagsugod daw kaya ang mga lower class people nila pamunaw aning butanga di sila successful ani kung sila buhaton ng limited na naman sila kami sila pamunaw. So there sa kuan ay natoy three branches of social structure. So we want to explain niya. Muna ang social disorganization theory, state theory of cultural deviance theory. So kini sila mga theory, report sila sa next reporter sunod. So ako lang i-explain na nila level of occurrences sa lower, middle, o upper class. So mag-start na sa lowest level mo ang lower class. So sa lower class ko no, ang ilang mga nabuhat ng mga crimes kay grave and heinous crimes. Ano? So nakabuhat sila ng grave and heinous crimes due to their inability or disability na dili sila makahuman o wala sila yung proper education o wala sila yung eskwela. So, ang ilang fastest way to find a job or to find resources para sila mabuhay is through crime, kaya palitan, magawat sila, robbery, maghunta, o uban ng mga kaso na makakuan sila, makapasubay sila anang adlawa.
So the next class is in the middle class, which is have less serious crimes. Ano? So in the middle class, ang nabuta sila kinis serious crimes, ito yung mga middle class na tao, dahil sila yung trabaho. Although kini proper lang trabaho, dito at least sa sila trabaho, nung nakabutang sila sa, nung nabutang sila kinis serious, kaya ang mga nabutang dali ka tao, ipabol sila ng makapangitan kwarta or makapangitan resources para sila everyday life. Although, di rin tanan makita, agi na nag sila mga personalities, mong na po yung crime relatable sa middle class. And lastly is the upper class, which has minor crime rate. So, ano ang upper class rate pinaka-minor? Due to the fact that ang upper class means kay mga dato. Muna sila mga successful ng mga tao na agi sa ilang paningkamon, naabot sila ang posisyon na dahil ang kanang ang ilang mga kuwan, wala sila magawa ng mga crimes kay na dili pa sila, wala sila ngitang kwarta, wala sila pagkaon, wala sila tanan, lagi sila paningkamon sa ilang nabuhat kay mga minors na bro. So that's all.
I am a reporter of this social theory. Social theory say that crime is more likely to occur in community with weak social structures and institutions. Institutions is community like poverty, high mobility, and ethnic diversity, which is from social network and connected efficacy leading to increased crime rate. During the social days, this organization theory is a social-legal framework that examines how that the characteristics of the community's impact on crime rate, using the major social institution to maintain public order. In the theory, this organization theory, this organized community now is more likely to be ground for crime. Labi na ang lack of social structures like dili ba well constructed or like weak ang structure of mga houses or building which will put ka na makukuhan sa kita sa mga criminal standard at magkakuha attention for the intruders. That's all.
Solving crimes, the one is rapid, tourism growth. Tourism growth, when a number of people are area specifically creating pressure or sources and services. Second is lack of social welfare. When government does not provide enough support, program like healthcare, education, and financial aid for people in need. Third is lack of social capital. When the community has weak relationship, trust, and cooperation among peoples. For political neglect. When leader fails to provide proper attention, service, or solution to emerging problems. Fifth is local unemployment. People community does not find a job. Six, high density of offender. When community has larger number of people has committed or often committed crimes. Seven is high percentage of rental housing. When many people in the area rent their homes, often living require moving and better community ties. Large social housing project. When government build housing area that house many low-income families in one place. Lastly, is growing up in a high rate crime area. When a person right in the neighborhood where criminal activities is common.
I am the next reporter. The topic is thank you.
Green theory defined as tension between social expectations and expenditures and the socially acceptable ways of the accomplishing those expectations and goals. So when we say tension between society, social expectation and parents, it means the conflict between what society wants people to achieve and what people personally need. So, gusto ko rin na, ang gusto ko sa society na kita mga individuals is ma-achieve or ma-reach ng goals pinaaga ng education or ng sa government para sa stable job. And while the socially acceptable is the proper or legal method society allows to reach those goals. So, like working hard. So, if you achieve, kung gusto na tumako na itong goals is, pinag-promise, so, dapat dili nila legal bunuhatan. So, dapat nasa legal acceptable sa society. So, state theory is a criminological theory that posits that individuals during the crime when they experience pain or stress from a disconnect between cultural goals and legitimate means to achieve them. So, mga kuban na individuals or nag-commit of crime, kaya wala nila na achieve nila ang goal. So, makakaon sila o maka-experience sila pain or stress. So, maka-fasad sila ng kuwan, maka-person sila o frustration or ma-pressure sila that that's why uban na guys, maka-commit sila ng crime. So, this theory is expanded by Robert Merton. Robert Merton is an American sociologist and gusto niya i-explain sa mga individuals na why some individuals commit crime even na nakabala na sila na mali na. And he believed that crime can result when there's a gap between what society expects people to achieve and the means available to achieve it means kind of legal or acceptable way to reach this goal.
Everyone, my name is Chris and I'm about the teachers strain according to Merton's theory. Merton identified 5 ways individuals can adapt to this strain. So number 1 is conform. It affects both goals and means. So conformity, individuals are pursuing a societal aim by doing different legal means to achieve it. So, conformity is accepting those, for example, like financial success, prestige, and means for educational hardware. It prioritize stability and security over personal interest. For example, conformity is when you follow the rules and do things like the right way. Even if it's not the easiest way, like study hard and get good grades because you want to make your parents proud and have a good life. The second one is innovation. Accept goals but this is a legitimate means to achieve them, which is strongly associated with pride. So innovation is accepting goals, vital goals, but using a legitimate means to achieve them. Often innovators exploit loopholes or engage in corrupt practices. So, in other words, innovation is when you want to achieve your goals, but you do not do it in a way that is exactly right. Like you cheat on a test or take something that doesn't belong to you to get a test. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marco Islas, and I am the next reporter. So next is we have reformism, the chess goes but continues to follow it. So So ritualism means is a person who starts believing they can reach great goals like success, wealth, and high position. But this follows society's rules and routines. For example, ano kaya ganito mga tao bitaw nga, for example, kaya mga government employee. For example, kanang tao is isang taon na kanikamot kayo, wala na kita sa'yo. Kaya ang isang taon na kanikamot sa trabaho is wala siya nabutang kahit position or division or role. So, parang siya, kalagyan na lang yung monte for compliance na lang. Mag-duty siya everyday, everyday. Wala na siya, wala na siya diploma siya kagaling lang. Kaya na lang siya, kung sa'yo mo, hindi na siya mag-report. So, yan na lang ginagawa ko kay pinapalo na lang niya ang roles ng mga leaders. Trabaho, mag-duty para makapagpatuloy. And next example is, for students, like mga students na may school lang for compliance, like wala nito sila mag-aim high grades, like parang sila, wala na lang sila para mag-comply, mag-press sa klase, at para mag-matar sa klase. Muna sila yung grade 1 exam. Yung next one sila, rhetoric exam. So this person is rhetoric exam is someone who rejects both like society goals and society needs. Like, mga tawa, wala na yung gana goals, like parang sila, ang pag-eskwela or pagpalisawa nito para maka-successful sa one day is meaningless lang. Wala sila yung kung nito, like where sila yung kagad sila kinabuhi. Kaya ito mga tao nga, like mga tao nga gusto makakita or wala yung mga kinabuhi. Usually yung mga tao guys, yung mga tao na is, nagpuyo sila sa balay na sila lang isa. Or ganito po mga tao nga, nagpuyo sila sa dapat or sa dalay, mga palakoy. Wala sila mga tao, wala sila kuhat.
Pasagot na kuhaan, I reject the current system and make a new system. So pasagot ka na i-reject nila start sila ma-identify sila sa uban. Like for example, a group of students nagpad na na-apply unfair school rules. So para makasulad sa uban and para fair, nagamas lang bago and bagong set of rules to follow instead.
Good afternoon, everyone. James Andaba. So let's talk about culture of deviance theory. So ang culture of deviance theory is nakaingon siya nga ang tao makabuhat og krimen based sa influence sa komunidad kung asa ang pinagdako. So best example nato ani nga kuan is ang squatter area. Sa squatter area is lain ang batasan sa tao ay ay tao nga magdala nimo sa pagkakuan sinso pamaagi sa ang taro nga binuhatan kasi tao nga magdala nimo sa asinso pero sa dili sakto paraan. So sa culture deviance theory is one nagafokus siya kung nagafokus siya sa usa ka tawo yung isa niya pagdala yung kaugaling ng success. So ang pambo diyan ang culture deviance theory is developed by Clifford Chow and Henry Mackay, who found that crime is often linked to the environment. So ang crime ko is connected na sa environment. So it means makabuhat din ang crime ng usa ka tawo dinaagi sa ka-harsh ng usa ka environment. Butang nato wala na sila opportunity makakita og trabaho. Lisod na kailang kinabuhi. So para makasurvive sila is pato nila ang tanan ato na makauna-una sila nga magbuhat nila nalang sila ang autonomy to survive. So in short, kanina theory is people do not become criminals simply because they are bad. They commit crimes because their environment changes their behavior. Values that differ from mainstream society, especially in poverty and social problems.
cultural influence can also be limited to cultural influence or so like the historian ni Juan so like the historian na sa community individuals daw dili sila ng personal government but the influence lang sila sa community na sila surrounding so drug mapan daw sa manila ito sila government so sila surrounding dito break kailang surrounding and because of the neighborhood influence daw sila sa ilang mga silingan sa mga mas tribes So si Shaw and si Makay is gagama silang sila bitaw sa tawag ni gagama silang nag-circle sila mga pangagama we're divided into different zones. So una na zone is residential zone. So kaning zone na is all siya kanang like ang subdivision bitaw. So kanang residential zone is less than 5. Sunod is ang commuter zone. So ang commuter zone is like mga siya kanang basa sa kay ang mga tao bitaw. So diyan sa kita ba so ay bitaw sa basa sa kay ang mga tao bitaw. Dahil mga terminal is naman yung mga kasagaran niya likely in Manila bitaw ka. Diyan din may tabo ang kanang isnat sa mga bagay. So sunod is transitional zone. So more sa transitional zone is all siya area nga like ang matundok ito. Ang mga gatipok-tipok sa balay dito, low mga hindi ko sa yung low class o one kind of community na ba? Mga breaking kind of community. So sunod is yung business district and the working zone and working class zone. So more sa akin ang mga fund mga business na. And the transitional zone is characterized by high state diversity and stable families and growth economic facilities outside the city center with highest crime rate. So, kung hindi mo ganyan, ang transitional zone is like mayaman sa mga ito. So, grabe lang pinaka-high risk dito ang mga crime. So, pagkala lang, hindi mo na pa. Vivian's story, Vivian's story stating that crime is related strongly to the cultural values and norms prevalent in a society. Discrimination, individuals may turn to crime not on account of any characteristics, but because they are influenced by the place they live. So, like, ang game din niya, asa sila kapuyo, so influence ka. Kung pamatay, kung kapuyo sila sa mga low class na area, so influence ang mga bigay lang ba? Wala pa, no? So, the people they are surrounded by, so nagpamangayon ako kanya, ma-influence ang tao dito sa mga silingan nila dito. Sakon na sila yung mga silingan nila. Manibunod nila na gama o ginapan. For example, dito na pa, natay mga silingan na mga ligo na ito, for example, nakawa ito pa, manap. So, madali na, apel na manap. So, ito no, there is also economic implications. So, like, please, makapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapag
Pumati nila, sila na sila makatrabaho sa panatay sila yung income nila. No? So, example, trouble, toughness, smartness, excellence, great, autonomy.